and welcome back to 500 calorie workouts. Today is day 4 and it is going to be using resistance bands. So first of all, before we start, resistance bands. They're a good way of adding resistance into exercises to overload your muscle. There's a few principles that you need to use when using them. So in fact, let's just stick to one main rule. As long as there's resistance on the band, there's resistance on your muscle. As long as there's resistance on your muscle, it means they're working nice and hard. Let me give you an example. If you were to do a front raise, this is doing nothing here. There's no tension on the band. As soon as we start lifting it up, that tension in the band transfers to your muscles and it means they're working. So tension, 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 tension comes off there. So if you want to try and improve your exercises and keep tension on the muscle for a longer period, you probably want to shorten up your range of movement. So tension comes on there, all the way up to that top range of movement, and we can keep it on by not going all the way down. I'll explain a little bit more about that as we go through. Today's 10 exercises. So exercise number 1, we're going to do sumo squats. So first of all, you want to get into the band. You're either going to step into it with your feet on the bottom and put it over the top, or do it the other way around. Put it on the top and then step into it. Sumo squat, we want to go nice wide stance. As we widen the stance of our feet, it's going to put more tension on the band. Have your toes pointing out, and we're going to squat down as low as we can, drive through the midfoot to return to the start position. Exercise number 1. During the rest period, you can stay in the band because we're going to go into a banded good morning. So this is a hip hinge movement. We're going to load up the hamstrings by pushing the bum back. So start with a little bend in your knees, soft knees we call it. You're going to hinge that hip forward, pushing the bum back, load up those hamstrings, and then squeeze the glutes to come back up to the top. That's exercise number 2. Exercise number 3, we're going to go into what we call a thruster. And I believe we've already done these as part of 500 calorie workouts. But we're going to take the middle part of our foot in the resistance band. You're going to front rack it. We're going to squat down into a front squat and then drive that above your head to end the movement. You can either come back down, reset yourself and go again, or you can keep it nice and fluid and keep going in one motion. Okay, next, we've got an upright row. Again, keeping your feet in the band. Hold your hands in an overhand grip. We're going to lead with the elbow, keeping the distance between our shoulder and our ear. Stop when it comes to your chin, and then just lower it back down to the floor. Okay. That was exercise number 4. Exercise number 5, we're going to come down to the ground. You can either hook the band over your feet like that, or you can double it up and use it as handles. I'm going to do it this way just for the purpose of showing you. Make sure that's nice and secure under your feet. You're going to set your shoulders back and then row it in. For this exercise, we can take a slight pause at the top, keep the tension on the muscle, and then return it to the start position. There we go. Exercise number 6. We're going to go into a banded press up. Now, this is a progression of a press up. So if you can't quite do press ups yet, just keep doing regular ones. If you can, and you want to add some more resistance, you're going to take your hands on the inside of the band. Get that on your back, and then we're just going to press up like normal. So hands underneath your shoulders, high plank position, lower yourself to the floor, and here's when the resistance kicks in. We're driving against that band, trying to push the other way against us. Again, you can take this onto your knees, exactly the same, and we're going to do push-ups like that. Okay, next one, we've got a rear Delt Fly. So you're going to hold onto the band, again, making sure there's tension on that band. You're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then return to not the start position, which was there, because there's no tension on the band. You want to stop about there, and that means there's going to be tension on your muscles the whole time. Okay, exercise number 8. We're going to go into a tricep extension. So, probably easiest to put your heels in the band first. We're going to get this up overhead, and then you're going to allow the band to bring your hands to the top of your back, but your elbows are going to stay in the same position. You're then going to squeeze your tricep to extend the elbow and come back up to the start position. I'm going to show you another variation of working your triceps. I'm going to go a little bit lighter, just because it isolates the triceps a bit more. So again, starting off with your heels in the band. We're going to row that up, and from here, elbows stay where they are. You're just going to extend your arm out to the back, like so. Okay, so there's the 8 resistance band exercises. Obviously the purpose of today is to burn 500 calories. We're probably going to have to work out for a longer period because it's not as intense as the high intensity stuff. So we're going to add 2 bodyweight exercises on, and the aim is to get our heart rate going. So, first of the bodyweight exercises is something we call a lateral shoot through. So how we're going to do this is find a tabletop position. You're going to, for example, take off your left hand, come through with the right leg, so the outside of your leg or bum touches the floor. You're going to come back, pass through that tabletop position, through to the other side. So in real time, if we can go nice and quick, it looks like that. Okay, that's exercise number 9. Number 10, we're going to go inchworms. So starting at the end of your mat, or if you don't have a mat, just wherever you're standing, you're going to hinge at the hip, bend the legs, walk the hands out, and then come back in to that standing position. So, there's your 10 exercises. The whole point of today, as I said, is to burn 500 calories. I'm not going to put an amount of rounds we're going to do on that. We're going to be working for 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, and we're going to keep going until we hit that 500 calorie mark. So let me get my watch going now. I'd say you're probably going to burn 100 calories doing that. So we're aiming for 5 rounds. But as we've done the previous days, we're going to keep going until we've hit it. So, let's do a warm-up, and then we're going to crack on with the workout.